How you goobers doing? Thanks for tuning back in. Welcome back to another episode. Today I'm talking about why I'd carry this if shit ever hit the fan instead of this right here. So probably the first reason and the biggest reason why is, we already know that stuff breaks on guns. That this ain't gonna last forever. No gun's gonna last forever. They might last a long time, but things that were made, like your rifle that was made back in 1920, it still works somehow. It's pretty obvious that things are just made differently today. Manufacturers cut corners, so they can save money where they can, drive up their profit margins and stuff. And I ain't trying to hate. Everybody wants to make more money. I want to make more money. You want to make more money. Everybody wants to make more money. But the way I kind of think about it is the way they make the spring, the way they make the bolt carrier, how they make everything. How if they heat treat stuff more or less, all that stuff just costs more money. But why I'd carry this is because if this recoil spring ever breaks, and it's essentially just a bolt action rifle, what you can do to this is not something you can do to this. Although the AR, you can find so many more parts to build them. I'm currently building this one right here. I just put a aerial precision bolt carrier in it, and still a mil spec charging handle, but a bootlegger one, whatever. But you can put rubber bands from here to here, your charging handle, and it'll cycle. It'll be semi-auto, full auto. The rubber bands will obviously break, but the rifle will still function. It is more of an open system than your AR is, and a lot of videos that I've seen, the AR does pretty good in dirt. It does good in dirt, snow. The AK, it does good in dirt, snow. My personal opinion really just comes down to preference. If you prefer an AR, that's fine. There's advantages to that. If you prefer an AK, my opinion is that's fine. There's advantages to having an AK. 7.62 by 39, still 30 caliber round, still hits hard, but 5.56, M855, M855A2, some Black Hills ammunition. Those rounds perform really, really wild out past like 100 yards, 75 yards. These bullets for 5.56, they dump a lot of velocity. There's no question that 5.56 does damage. I'm not trying to sit here and say that because I'm just some random dude on the internet that the AK is just this much better and far superior or whatever. There are advantages to the AR, but with this, if stuff just breaks on this gun, there's more I can do to kind of rig it to work than I can with an AR. And that's kind of the thing about these that everybody knows. You can rig these things up to function. One of the only ways that I know about is really just the rubber band trick. I've seen a couple more in the past, but that's the only one that I really know of for sure. And that's what really attracted me to this. Just all the things you can learn to keep this rifle up and going. There are still things to do to this to keep it up and going, but these can operate with minimal oil. So if you're ever in a survival situation, I think, I'm not fully in the world of guns, so I think 7.62 is still more popular around the world. ARs are just really popular in America. Probably 5.45 by 45 or 5.45 by 39. I think that's what it is. Would be more available in other countries than the 7.62, but this is just a really good gun. It's really good for up close. I'm not one of those guys who can make 500, 1,000 yard shots. These things are accurate. I know this from personal experience. My personal experience with this is obviously out the box, you got to adjust your sights. You can get a tool. I don't have it. I just use I use a casing and a rock, or a casing and a hammer, and I'll just kind of bash it over. That's one of the other things I like about this, and it's why I just leave it with iron sights. If an EMP ever goes off, and if this happens, if again, I'm not too sure. I'm just a normal dude, so this is why I carry this. But if an EMP goes off, I'm kind of worried that our red dots won't work anymore because they're electric and stuff. Like our cars won't work. That's why I just leave iron sights. You can adjust them with a rock. Get a pair of little needle nose pliers in there to screw your sights up and down for your elevation and stuff. But you want to adjust your sights, your elevation, and your windage for every time you change your rounds, and that's every gun. But that's just what I noticed about this. You really have to learn the 7.62 by 39 round to make it accurate. I'm not a master of it, but it obviously drops a lot quicker than 5.56. But my experience with wind and stuff, the 5.56 gets pushed left to right, whatever, a little bit more than 7.62 does, and I guess that's just because it's heavier. Another reason why I like this thing, I just had it in my mind. Shoot. Not just because it's easy to take apart, but I like the way it looks. You got your cleaning rod. If you ever had to, if you're ever stuck in a zombie apocalypse and your gun's all gunked up, there's going to be cars broke down everywhere. Just punch a hole in the transmission pan, whatever. Take the dipstick out, break that transmission bolt loose, and get some transmission fluid, some piece of cloth, tore up piece of jeans, tore up shirt, anything, and you can use the cleaning rod, clean your gun out, oil it up with ATF, or just Rotilla, regular car oil, and this thing will run just fine. Yeah, I got my sling on here just in case crap hits the fan. Another thing about these is some people have a hard time controlling recoil, and I learned how to control the recoil off of YouTube from this dude called Center T, some Russian guy. I keep it pretty close to the inside of my chest there. My arm's close, and I really dig down into it, and I'm able to control the recoil pretty good. So these things are a force to be reckoned with. That's the reason why they're so popular, but I'm still not trying to hate on this. These things are so easy to build, so easy to take apart. All you need is a wrench for your little stock and your buffer spring tube back here, and these things are easier to build on your own. And the only downside I'd say about this is everything's riveted together, so you got to have a bit more gun skills, gunsmithing skills to have one of these if you wanted to play around and I guess just build your own. I don't know. I mean, you need a blowtorch and stuff to take the sights off, a blowtorch and stuff to take this off, so there are some downsides about it, but I just like them. I like the way they feel. I'm kind of a recoil junkie. Another thing is some people ask me about these. These will, Rally Defense used to have a huge problem. These mags will go into this gun. I mean, my experience, Schmeiser mags, these will go in here. You'll see a lot of videos with these Rally Defense AKs where guys can't, get the mags in and stuff, but, But I just like how simple these are. I like how simple they are to take apart. That's just field stripping, super easy. I that's why I like this thing. And everybody who has one, that's why they like it too. So this is why I like this thing. Eventually I'll put, you know, I'll get an adapter and I'll put one of those folding stocks on it. I got a little sight rail I can, you know, put on here and put some, you know, I just said I leave it with iron sights, but I think it would be cool to kind of put an ACOG on this. I think that would be pretty cool. And then get a handguard down here with some Picatinny on it and put one of those firework launchers you can get, you know, that'd be pretty cool for this. ACOG and a firework launcher right there. That'd be pretty dope. But thanks for watching, guys. That's all I got for you today. That's why I like this thing more than my AR.